aware that all of the eighth notes are detached? Here, it's mostly in these places where you have either hand doing the broken chord, you know? So left hand and the right hand both have those broken chords all over the map and eighth notes. The seamlessness of it is really nice. But I think it would be much better to the Baroque tradition. Watch. Right? Right. Yeah, you really want to get that dualism. I think the issue is listening carefully and what do you want to hear, right? That's the issue. What do I want to hear? I want to hear all detached eighth notes. Press lift. Not too short, but press lift. You know, bum, 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 bum. Things like that. There are certain places where we have arrows down. You know what I mean by arrows down? Where you especially this. You know, when you're doing the broken chord, you don't want that, right? You want bum, 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 less, da, dee, 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 less, bum, bum, bum. And also, the place that I wanted to hear was this arpeggio. Because very seamless, so we don't hear any bumps. Making that better is you have to have well-spaced notes. They have to be legato. You have to float your arm, and you can't have a pokey thumb. So there's almost 4 different things at work here. No, because the phrase really begins in the right hand. The right hand launches the phrase. The phrase ends in the left hand, and the new idea starts in the right hand, in my opinion. Yeah. So, see? See how I voice? You see how I phrase that? Watch. Same thing here. Less. And this needed to come down. See what I mean? This is the least. Those needed to all fall down. You have to decide where your continuous diminished chords are falling down. Diminuendo. Look how many diminished chords you have on that page. So you really have to map out that you're falling down for each one. That would really improve it, I think. If you want to improve a section, this is called spot practicing, you need to back up your tempo. You know, you back it up a little and then you go forward. But let's back up your tempo, get everything the way you want. Like this. Look at my tempo here. Watch. Look what I'm doing. Resolve, right? Be careful of those resolutions. This is dominant 7. Watch. Resolve. You know, when you go across the measure, you're resolving. You know that? So that your thumb has to be very light on those beginning beats of those beginning measures. Yes? Go slower. Watch. Look what I'm doing. Go this slow. That's where you get your control. That's, you get exactly what you want. Slow, slow, slow. This left hand is getting better. Now do remember horizontal motion. Now whatever you do, if you detach or you don't, you still go horizontal. Because when you detach, you can go horizontal, right? Can't you? Like in your arpeggios, we learn to do horizontal, right? So this has to be horizontal. See, look how I go. No. The up has to be horizontal. Look how I phrase it. You see the looping? Look. Now there's a loop to the hand. These notes loop around. They don't ever poke up and down, do they? These are arpeggios. These are all broken chords. They're arpeggiated. That means they're broken chords. Yeah. It's the G. Watch, right? F. Watch. D sharp. Say D. You see how I'm looping toward the very, third beat? The third beat note, it's a loop of 4 notes. Loop of 4 notes. You can tell it's, see? Yeah? Do you see where I'm going toward? Watch. Here. G. Next one. D, D. Yeah, you're going toward that G, then you're going toward the F, and then you're going to the D sharp, and then you're going to the D. That is where it's going. It's how I'm shaping it. The loopy sound, the loopy sound. Yeah, it's how you use your wrist and your floating arm, right? That's what you're doing. But your first page is doing all of that nicely. This is 9. You've mastered that. So you need to keep mastering it in the next one. There's different configurations of the loops. Things poking out, doesn't mean that poke out means a destination. It means loop that note. Is that a good analogy? The rounded notes that you're destined for? F. See how it's done? This is the softest. There's little rotations on those notes. There's little rotations, you know that. You're not smacking them. Improve it. And remember, right. See, do I smack that? No. Yeah, be careful. Yep. And then the other thing, which is at the very end, start softer. Yeah, you've got to start softer. Tell yourself never to play the thumb so it sticks out. But here you have this. Roll into less. See the rotations? Leverage your weight, but shape the same. Well, you show me where you're going to. Yeah, the decrescendo is at the very end of that phrase, but you have a big peak on the B, right? The B in the next to last measure, that is a big note, isn't it? You see. Roll into. You know what? I would just think of, this whole section is building to the B, and then he falls down at the end to peter out at the end. Yes. Again with Bach that you need evenly spaced notes. That's a big deal because if the notes get crowded, it's no longer sounding like Bach anymore. It's right. Roll into the, roll into the, roll into the, roll. See, everything is even. Everything must be even played, even. So now use your wrist. See the rotations? And I have a side view. You can see these little rotations. So you think groups now, right? You don't think individual notes through this. You think groups of notes, right? Groups of notes. Even beats, group the notes.
I think so.
Right, but even if you, I'm thinking steady, I'm not compromising. Your arm and your wrist. Right, and rhythm.